80% of falls in the home occur in the bathroom. Don't put yourself or a loved one at risk. There's a safe bathing system for everyone's budget.
Enjoy a bathing experience that combines safety, comfort, and excellence. If assisted living is not for you, a BCI walk-in tub may well be the answer, giving you the safety and freedom to live independently. A BCI walk-in tub is the most affordable and comfortable walk-in tub in the market today. With our dual drain technology, your tub will drain quickly, and for those that still like the feature of a shower, our two-way bliss gives you both a handheld and overhead shower head. We offer the best financing in the industry with payments as low as $99 per month or no interest, no payments for 18 months with approved credit. For comfort, safety, price, and selection, it's got to be BCI Walk-In Tub. Be one of the first 50 callers and save $1,500.
Call 800-354-4377, 800-354-4377 for a free no obligation in-home consultation.
Welcome to another edition of the Turnpike Sports Book Report. I'm Doug Weischadle here with Dave Weischadle. We're here to give you a whip-around look at some of the news stories that happened in the sports betting industry over the past week. This week, we're going to start off with state and national reports. We've got the Kentucky Derby numbers coming out of the recent running of the Derby, 149th running.
They got out quick.
To Mage for winning that one.
15-1, right?
Something like that, yeah. So, but congratulations. We've also got a couple state benchmarks to talk about. In the deals segment, we've got a pair of deals involving Caesars Entertainment. We've also got a deal involving Entain.
Okay.
Industry updates, we've got the launch of a new horse racing app just in time for the beginning of the Triple Crown that happened before the Derby.
Absolutely.
As well as an update on what's going on, or brief discussion on what's going on with the Alabama baseball situation.
What a mess.
That is a mess.
Yep.
And then we're going to finish up with our legislative roundup. We've got news coming out of Vermont, Minnesota, and New York State.
Okay.
Let's talk some numbers right after this.
Attention. If you owe back taxes to the IRS, watch this urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by hiring 87,000 new agents to garnish your paycheck and put liens on homes and businesses. They can even seize your bank account. The IRS calls it enforced compliance, and now they have the manpower to get you. Penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily. So call One Stop Tax Relief Shop and get the IRS off your back. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered. And no other tax shop gets you more or faster approvals. One Stop Tax Relief has resolved thousands of cases since 2014 and saved clients millions of dollars. Call now for a free consultation. Connect with tax professionals who get the IRS off your back.
Call 800-605-0688. 800-605-0688.
One Stop Tax Relief Shop.
Well, we just had the 149th running of the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah.
Presented by Woodford Reserves. Got to say the full title there.
Yeah, let me tell you something. I love the Kentucky Derby. Boy, it's the lead up all day for the best 2 minutes in sports. It was a long time.
Well, it's nice seeing an entire race card, being broadcast on
TV.
TV.
I like the way they do that. It's just a lot of time between races.
There's a lot of pre-race.
Yeah.
So, but as always, with the Kentucky Derby, we have Derby Day and we have the Kentucky Oaks Day, which is the day before. It's another race card, ending with another big race to Kentucky Oaks. Churchill Downs is always on top of these numbers. They release press releases at the end of each race day. And according to Churchill Downs, both the Kentucky Oaks Day and Derby Day both set handle records.
Wow. Okay.
For betting on the races, the entire cards.
Now, let me ask you something. Are these what were bet at the parks? Were they part of the, big thing now in ratings is streaming? Did they do the app numbers or the online numbers as well? Is this all of them together?
The phrasing that is used, because it is
good. I need the phrasing because obviously I was fishing around for stuff. So.
All sources wagering.
All sources wagering.
That's at the track as well as on the apps.
All right.
Twin Spires, FanDuel Racing, all that
I
stuff.
saw a lot of Twin Spires commercials during the
Well,
day.
yeah, that's Churchill Downs.
Yeah, that
they're going to
Woodford. I saw Fandle commercials.
Well,
Saw
you
a
know,
lot of them, so.
whatever's part of the Derby is going to be advertised.
Yeah.
But Kentucky Oaks, $74.9 million for the entire day.
Wow.
That's a new handle record for the day. They did not set a record handle for the actual Kentucky Oaks race. It was a little lower than previous year.
Oh, okay.
In terms of the Derby Day, though, we have a brand new Derby Day handle record, $288.7 million wagered on the entire day's race
This
card.
is the entire day, the whole
Entire day.
race card, just not the Kentucky Derby, the whole race day.
But
okay.
the Derby itself, $188.7 million, which is a new handle record for the race.
Wow. Okay.
The previous record was $179 million, set in 2022, and we are now at a point where we're now beating, in terms of handle for the Kentucky Derby, we're beating pre-pandemic records.
Great.
So people who are saying the horse racing industry is sort of, on the decline at some point, I don't see it in certain instances. The Derby is growing.
Well, the Kentucky Derby and the whole event and the whole couple of days before and after, they're so special. It's one thing about the Kentucky Derby. It's one of those. It's the event itself. You know, and no offense to the Preakness and things like that, they just don't have the same kind of draw unless there's potential of a Triple Crown. But the other races and things like that just don't have the atmosphere of it,
And to just
Kentucky
round out
Derby.
the full picture, Twin Spires.
Yep.
Records for both Derby Day and also records for the Derby itself.
Okay.
Twin Spires handle for Derby Day was $73.6 million. For the Derby itself, Twin Spires had a handle of $44 million even.
Wow. Okay.
So congratulations to all the new records, to Mage, everyone who was involved with Mage running the race. And, I always love how fast Churchill Downs get these numbers out.
Oh no, they're very quick. They're very. When you told me, I was like, "Are these the complete numbers, or are these preliminary?" But no, they were.
They're all sources.
They were
wagering.
like the morning after.
Yeah.
So yeah. But it took me for anytime there's a big horse race, and I'm sure I'm going to do this with the other races as well. I always look around to see which states allow you to bet on the horses.
Well,
online.
let me clarify. When they say all sources, it's CDI, Churchill Downs Twin Spires.
Okay.
No FanDuel numbers yet. No PointsBet Racing numbers yet.
I know
we're going to be talking about that.
I know DK has
DK
a horse
horses.
race.
Well, we haven't seen any of those numbers yet.
Okay. All right.
Hopefully, they're not going to be like Arizona and wait 2 months before they release those. But anyway, congratulations, Derby Day. Always a great time. A couple state benchmarks to hit this week. We've got Commonwealth of Virginia reporting their March numbers. They hit their 5th monthly handle of at least $500 million, $511,614,000 and some change. According to the Virginia Lottery, sports betting operators in the Commonwealth posted their highest collective hold percentages, gross revenue takes, and adjusted revenue figures of year to date this point.
That's great.
Yep.
That's great. That's why states do it. A handle is kind of a cool thing to see how many people are betting, but the real numbers that the state looks for is the revenue numbers. The hold especially is important, the adjusted gross revenue. So, good for them.
But I think the biggest number that they were reporting, very happy about, 10 operators in the system of the Virginia sports betting industry all finished with net positive adjusted gaming revenue, which means all 10 get to pay taxes.
Yeah, well, look.
That hasn't happened often.
That's pretty rare that all of them made money and that all of them are paying taxes.
Yep.
So,
well, that's the big thing. A lot of states don't want the adjusted gaming revenue being taxed because, sometimes it's negative after you take out all the promos and stuff.
Yeah.
But Virginia got lucky, 10 operators paying taxes.
Yeah.
Over in Rhode Island, we've got their March sports betting numbers. They reported that they passed their all-time handle of $1.6 billion. $1,615,496,000 some change.
Now this is post PASPA, right?
This is all post. Well, Rhode Island didn't exist.
I know, but I'm just saying it's not in a month.
Yeah.
You're not going to get $1 billion in a month in Rhode Island.
No.
So this is all time,
all
post
time
PASPA
since they
kind
launched.
of thing.
Iowa.
I should say all time. I shouldn't say post PASPA.
We have our first April numbers. Iowa
Oh, okay.
With their April sports betting report, Iowa became the 12th state to clear $6 billion in all-time post-pass per handle. $6 billion, $9 million. They just crossed that threshold there. They got lucky, but $6 billion, $9,682,000 change. Iowa also passed $400 million in all-time revenue, so $402,735,000 revenue. We have a couple benchmarks in New York to hit over the last sports betting report. FanDuel passed $9.2 billion in all-time post-pass per handle for New York State.
Okay.
DraftKings $6.7 billion. We've got Caesars passing $3.6 billion. Ballybet passed $13 million.
Okay.
Where all the other ones are billion. Ballybet passed $13 million. You got to remember, Ballybet's one of those other smaller lower tier operators sharing that last 5 to 10% of the market.
Yeah.
So not bad to see Ballybet crossing $13 million in handle. Revenue, we have PointsBet total revenue past $34 million, and WinBet passing $8 million in total revenue.
Okay.
That's it for this week's numbers. Let's head on over to some deals. This week, we're going to be talking about a couple deals involving Caesars Entertainment. Caesars announced that the company has signed a term sheet with 3 Native American Maine tribes.
State of Maine.
State of Maine. Making Caesars Sportsbook the first national operator to gain digital sports betting access in the state. As we know, they're slowly moving towards the launch.
Did they give any kind of potential date that Maine can start sports betting? I haven't heard it yet.
Right now, there is an outside shot of the beginning of football season.
Oh my God! All right, okay, that's
the earliest.
That's months.
That's
away.
If they have no more problems with the rules and regulations or promulgating all these as they go along. But what's interesting with this Caesars deal, Caesars now will have access to 3 of the 4 digital skins in the state because of this term sheet.
Nice.
There's only 4 being allowed under the sports betting law. Now, with Caesars doing this, there's only going to be 2 online sports books allowed in the state.
Yeah, look, I think Maine is going to do very well in sports betting because, and no offense to Maine, it's a beautiful state and wonderful outdoor activity, but in the wintertime, there's not a lot to do.
No,
there's not a lot to do, and if you if you do it responsibly, sports betting could be a fun hobby kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, again, they just narrowed down the field.
Sure.
If they actually finalize this term sheet, there's only going to be 2 online operators.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fantastic. Well, look, in New Hampshire, there's only 1 operator. That's DraftKings.
That's true.
So,
that's true. So, but it'll be interesting to see exactly how this shakes out. Again, 3 out of the 4 looks like they're going to go to Caesars in the state. The retails are going to go to whatever the tribes are running up there.
Great.
So, kind of an interesting shaping of the market already for Maine.
Yeah, no, I think it's great.
Caesars is also in the news. Caesars and Cordish, the Cordish companies, announced the Pompano Beach development they're calling the Pomp.
The Pomp.
It's basically a combination of a live entertainment center, shopping centers, and a casino.
Good. Look, if anyone who wants to get into the casino business, the buzzword today is diversity.
Yes.
Atlantic City wants, different things. They're going to have a water park. They have a big arcade for the kids, a lot of entertainment. So that's what they want to diversify.
Well, this is going to be located 10 miles north of Fort Lauderdale, 223-acre project. That's huge.
Yeah.
We're going to be seeing casino. We're going to be seeing entertainment. We're going to be seeing residential, retail, offices, basically anything and everything attached to this Harrah's Pompano Beach Casino.
Wow.
So this is going to be a very interesting site. They're doing something also in Texas, which is not on this scale because there's no casinos. But they're doing something similar in Texas, which is going to be interesting to watch. They just announced the deal that they're going to be taking over the Cordish companies. They're going to be taking over Diamond Jackson, Louisiana.
Yeah.
That's going to be a live entertainment center.
How do I say that name? I had to do a news report.
Bossier
City.
Yes.
Okay. You know, when you look at it, what is that, Bossier? Bossier?
As a matter of fact, I think I called it once.
I have to go onto YouTube, just any video,
Yes.
to see the pronunciation of certain words. And that's how it's Bossier City. Bossier City.
Although we could have found one guy who pronounces it wrong.
I could have found the one lunatic that Bossier.
I'm looking forward to seeing what they do here, especially if Florida ever gets their sports betting act together. That's going to be a huge complex for Caesars there. Last story for deals, we have Entain announcing a 3-year partnership with the NHL, National Hockey League Alumni Association.
Oh, great.
To promote responsible gambling for ice hockey fans in the United States.
Entain Foundation is doing a lot of great stuff in the realm of responsible gambling. You know, we have them on all the time, and they're really great to talk to, and they really do a great job with it.
Entain will be partnering with their constant partner, WagerScore.
Good.
Bo Gray's outfit.
Yeah. Oh, I'm wearing his shirt.
You're wearing his shirt.
I don't know if you can actually see it. That's Einstein. I don't know if you can see that. So.
Well,
there's something on the back. I won't take off my jacket, but no.
We have Entain and WagerScore working together with the National Hockey League Alumni Association and the Entain Foundation U.S., Bill Pescarell, Martin Litchka.
Yep. On the show all the time, on the House of Cards, and what do you do? A Spotlight for Turnpike Sports. Yeah.
They will be an official responsible gaming partner of the Alumni Association.
Great.
And they're going to have a whole wide range of initiatives to be announced at a later date to promote responsible gambling with the members of the Hockey Alumni Association in the United States.
Okay.
That's it for the deals this week. We'll be right back with our industry updates.
Game starts at 20, bet slip is empty. I gotta call KG.
KG, what up?
I got nothing for you, Fox.
Ah, come on. Jalen. You want to tell?
Yeah.
Don't call somebody on live TV.
Well, you answered. Have other friends anyway.
Marshawn, Barry.
Listen, I need some tips.
I like LA.
LA?
No, Dallas. That's
Dallas.
Dallas? How about Detroit? Barry,
call y'all right now. Vanessa.
I got a tip for you. Always go with your gut.
I like that. Let's go with our gut.
This week's industry updates, we're going to start off with PointsBet.
Okay.
As I mentioned several times already in this show, we just had the running of the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah.
That marks the beginning of the Triple Crown. Mm-hmm. PointsBet, right before the Kentucky Derby, announced the launch of PointsBet Racing.
You know, you teased this in the opening of the book report,
yes.
You said an online operator launched a horse racing product. I thought you meant DK Horse.
No.
It seems like a lot of people are rushing to do horse racing products, which I think is great. I think the horse racing industry needs a boost from the sports betting industry. And when New Jersey started sports betting, they were marketing in terms of it's going to help out the horse racing industry. So good. I'm glad to see all these online operators doing horse racing products.
Well, PointsBet launched it, and it's live in 25 states, this new app.
Okay.
I did not see New Jersey on the list.
I was going to ask that.
Before you ask that question.
So
yes.
Is there a list? I need a list. I need a list of horse racing betting apps for New Jersey. And also, well, Massachusetts.
Good luck on that.
I think Massachusetts has more horse racing.
They got DK
online.
Horse, and I believe Caesar's Racebook is up there. I don't know.
I saw one Hollywood Racing.
That's not an app.
That's not an app.
No.
Okay. Whatever. All right.
It's an online site.
I saw it in where the hell did I see it? I think I saw it in the race book in. I always screw up this name.
It's owned by Penn National, so it's going to be in Plain Ridge.
Plain Ridge, yeah, that's why I saw it. Plain Ridge.
It's Plain Ridge. It's HollywoodCasino.com.
Which, by the way, is a fun race book over at the casino.
It's actually
It's a fun race track at the casino. So
when they have racing.
Yeah.
They got to have racing for it to be even better. But I've yet to see a race at Plain Ridge Park.
I did. I think
I've never seen one.
They have harness racing.
Well, with this new app, maybe we'll see one.
Maybe.
Because not only will it have betting on it, it will also include live streaming.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Replay capabilities, single user account sign-on, and integration across all the digital products of PointsBet.
Wow.
Where horse racing is allowed through the app.
Okay.
Horse race betting is allowed through the app. They're going to have...
Now, is this... I have a PointsBet account. Will it be a shared wallet kind of thing? I know DK Horse
it's all across. The PointsBet also, just so you know, the PointsBet sports betting app and the casino PointsBet both share the same wallet.
Well, so does DraftKings.
DraftKings
does
too.
But I was just wondering about the horse racing app.
Since it's not launched in New Jersey.
Oh, okay. Well,
when it launches in New Jersey, it should be. Well, it should be all one account.
I hope so.
But they're going to be covering... they're going to be streaming content from over 180 tracks around the world.
Wow, that's great.
The U.S., UK, Ireland, Hong Kong, Japan, Australia. By the way, Hong Kong and Japan are huge horse racing industry countries there. So I'm very curious. I if they're going to, once they launch it, where I'm at anyway, I'm very curious to watch some of the races from there.
Yeah.
Even without betting, I may be watching them. So, but again, congratulations, PointBet Racing. They've been talking about this for a while. They finally launched it. They launched it basically at the same time they're talking about selling their North American division. Yeah. So somebody's getting probably a great product across all digital markets.
It makes it more valuable if they're selling it.
Exactly. The other story we're going to really hit upon quickly here is what's going on with the University of Alabama betting situation, and not so much as what's going on right now, because by the time this is going to be aired at press time right now, it's still going on, but it may be settled at some point.
This is what's called a developing story.
Yes.
And it gets worse by the second.
Well, it's actually, if you really want to look at this.
I want to turn this around a little bit. I always say it shows that the detection of fraud is great in the sports betting industry. It was found very quickly.
Yes.
I mean, it was dealt with very quickly, and
it's still being dealt with.
New facts are being unearthed and things like that, but it was discovered very quickly. Yep. I mean, it was acted upon, and I think it shows that a good mechanism is in place to find fraud and to keep the integrity of any sport.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say, to reiterate what you just said. This is the way a regulated industry should be working.
Yeah.
This is the perfect example of everybody working on the same page to prevent the same situations from happening in the future.
Yeah.
And regardless of whether or not the teams were involved, what happened was, just to give a summary of it, and everyone already knows this, just to give a summary, what happened was during a University of Alabama baseball game, one of the sports books detected some suspicious betting activity. One was a straight-up money line bet that was unusual. Another one was a parlay bet that had a huge amount of money involved, and this was because this was right before a pitcher was scratched from the game.
Okay.
What happened was the sports book that noticed or that recorded the bets, which was the book in the Great American Ballpark in Ohio, reported it to the monitoring system, which in this case it was U.S. Integrity. U.S. Integrity. And this could have been any monitoring company, but this U.S. Integrity is the best out there for this. U.S. Integrity went and notified the gambling commissions, regulators that needed to be notified of this, and the suspicious betting activity in Ohio, since it took place in Ohio, which is weird.
Yeah.
It was someone was in the ballpark, did it there. Ohio immediately suspended betting on all Alabama baseball games.
I got to tell you, that's what makes the detection service more impressive.
Yes,
it
they
happened
knew
in
where.
Ohio.
Yeah, exactly.
Based on an Alabama game.
So Ohio suspended betting. New Jersey and Pennsylvania followed quickly after that. A couple other states are probably going to be doing it as well.
Sure.
While everyone is investigating what's going on, the head coach of the Alabama baseball team, and this is also part of the monitoring system, the integrity unit knew that someone in the stadium in Ohio was communicating with the coach.
That's interesting.
So they.
I mean,
they knew that.
I guess
They
they're
knew
going
that.
to bring out that evidence more.
Well, they fired the coach.
Okay.
They haven't seen any evidence of manipulation of the game itself, other than what was going on between the coach and the person in Ohio. Again, I still am amazed. Ohio.
But I just want
Yeah.
it'll be very interesting to see all the evidence that comes out,
Yeah.
and I don't think at this point we haven't heard anyone on the Alabama team say anything or anything like that. So I guess more
more information.
more information. Someone's gonna have to explain themselves, or if they're even going to try to explain themselves, I want to see the evidence. I would love to see what they have, and it all laid out.
Or by the time this airs, it may be all settled.
Who knows?
That's it for the industry updates. Let's finish up with our legislative roundup. In today's legislative roundup, we're going to be talking Vermont, Minnesota, and New York State. Over in Vermont, and by the time this airs, Vermont may have become the 38th state to allow sports betting.
Wow. Yeah.
So,
and that's one of those states where there's not going to be any retail sports books. It's all going to be all
online.
So.
But again, what's been going on, the bill to legalize mobile-only sports betting in the state of Vermont went through its third reading in the Senate, and it was passed back to the House. Once the House concurs, if they haven't already, it will go to Governor Phil Scott's desk for his signature. He's already said once it's on his desk, he will sign it. I'm wondering how quickly he will sign it, because a lot of times it's a political football.
Yeah.
You hold off signing it right away just to get something else you want somewhere. But
is it one of those things where if he doesn't sign it, it becomes law, or does he have to? He actually
He's got
has
to sign it.
Do
He's
some
gotta
action,
sign it,
because
yeah.
some states, if a governor doesn't act on it, it just passes.
Well, again, we'll see exactly what happens here. What was one of the more interesting amendments that the Senate tacked onto this was regarding joint accounts. If you have a joint account with somebody, you can't use that account to fund a sports book. What's interesting?
The husband and wife
can't use a joint account.
Well, the husband, if he has a joint account,
Well,
with
the
his
wife may be a sports bettor. Don't count the woman out.
Well, okay. Well,
Yeah.
let's do with that.
The spouse. Spouse.
If a woman wanted to open up a sports book account in Vermont,
Yep.
and she wanted to use the money inside a joint bank account,
She has to open up a separate account.
She has to open up a separate account and then do the account with the
Yes.
sports. Okay.
I think this is going to spawn a whole bunch of secret accounts by a spouse away from the other one.
I don't know.
Going to be interesting to see if that actually gets through. But again, not a bad idea. Different.
Yeah.
I don't know too many states that have that kind of restriction.
Yeah. I'm curious to see, what they were getting at with that one, what the thought process was with that amendment. But interesting.
Over in Minnesota, we've got Senator Matt Klein introducing an amendment to his already filed sports betting legislation that would provide financial support to the state's horse racing industry.
Good.
The bill itself will allow the 11 Native American tribes to conduct legal gaming operations in the state with one sports betting license for the property and or a partnership with a mobile skin.
That's great.
What the senator has added also was a 10% tax, with 30% of that tax revenue going to the two tracks in the state.
Okay, so the 10% tax, 30% of that 10% go to the tracks.
Right,
okay.
with a cap on $20 million annually.
All right.
Unfortunately, the two racetracks are against this.
Okay.
Because they want to be able to offer sports betting.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see where they're coming from.
They're getting something, but they're not getting exactly what they want from the sports betting legislation.
Sure.
So we'll see exactly what happens with that. And over in New York, lawmakers approved the fiscal year 2024 budget. And in that budget was a $455 million loan to renovate and upgrade the Belmont Park racetrack.
Great.
It's going to be done by New York Racing Association, NYRA. And this will be the first time it is being redeveloped since 1968.
Wow.
So they're going to make it more modern. It's going to be smaller, but it's going to have more modern amenities than the current track.
Great.
That's it for this week's book report. Please keep the press releases coming in. info@turnpikesportsradio.com is our email address. If you've been following along on TV, the ticker has even more news stories than we were able to cover in this half hour. Print version, Turnpike Sports Radio, turnpikesports.us. Click on the blog button, and you will see a full print version of this report on our blog after we release this.
And that'll do it for us this week. We'll see you next time on the Turnpike.